Unconscious bias is simply a set of patterns in human decision-making that comes from, this is boring, our neurological processes of how we process information. But what it means is that when people sort of come from non-stereotypical or unexpected backgrounds, we're actually not very good at evaluating them. So for women, this is important because sort of the stereotypes about business are that men are leaders, men are in business. And so if they're not aware of the way that people may be making judgments about them, they won't be able to counteract them in a way that will set them up for success. So women need to be aware in entrepreneurship in general, but especially in tech, because tech is a very male-dominated field. So what we know is that in fields that are particularly skewed by gender, that people are actually more prone to unconscious bias. Again, because a female tech entrepreneur is more unexpected, so that means that we're going to be especially poor at evaluating their competence and their capability and the opportunity that they're presenting. And it's important to also understand that for women of color or women who have other underrepresented or marginalized identities, that this might be even more severe. And so the more sort of ammo you have about what you might experience, the more you can prepare for it so that you're going to be as successful as possible. So one of the things is that I try to focus on changing the environment so women can be awesome at what they're doing. But the fact is that things like unconscious bias exist, and so we're doing women a disservice if we don't prepare them to deal with those situations. So while I hate saying you need to change to accommodate, we're not at the point where we can simply say do everything that you naturally want to do and you're going to be successful. And if I'm optimizing for your awesomeness and the success of your business, that's just practical. So knowing when you're going in to pitch investors, one, know your data. Talk about the fact that you're a woman and when you are self-promotional or when you negotiate, people are more likely to have negative gut feelings about you. And so just own it, name it, and then let's move forward and have an awesome negotiation. And recognize that there are certain things you can do with your body, the way that you stand, that can project confidence, can project sort of competence. So things like shoulders back, stand up straight, take up more space in the room. These things communicate subtly that you are a leader and that you have a strong point of view, and people will read that, and that will help sort of overcome some of the, what I think is the deficit or the disadvantage of coming in from these non-stereotypical or sort of underrepresented identities.